Well, good morning and welcome again to another podcast, Down to Earth but Heavenly Minded. I'm your host, Irv Risch. Well, this morning I just completed a reading of a book entitled The True Worship by J.S. Blackburn. The first edition was put out in 1964, and it was in London, Central Bible Truth Depot, 11 Little Britain, EC1. And there are actually 10 chapters, but I included the Epilogue as chapter 11. I just wanted to kind of go over a little bit with you on what this book is all about. And it's probably one of the better books that I've read on worship. And it starts out in the prologue about what the book is really about. Now, I could have just posted the prologue as a kind of an introduction to the writing and put it in the description. But instead of doing that, I thought I'd just roughly go through the chapters with you. In chapter 2, it really talks about Bible words and their meaning, and this is so important that we understand what the words mean in the original language that they were wrote in. Like when we read the Old Testament, the original language was in the Hebrew tongue, and also the New Testament was written in Greek. And then we have the Septuagint, which was a Greek translation of the Hebrew Bible. And then we, after looking at all the meanings, we come to the Priesthood of Christ. And this is so important because in the Old Testament, the priests were the ones that went in and did the worship in the temple and in the tabernacle. And then we will come to chapter 4, which actually explains the priesthood of the believers. And then in chapter 5, we have the spiritual sacrifices that are being offered. And truly, we do offer sacrifices to the Lord in our worship. And then we come to chapter 6, which is the Psalmists Joy and God. We see the joy in the writings of the Psalms. Many of the Psalms are written by David, and you can see his heart. And truly, God even said that he was a man after God's own heart. It's important for us to worship in the same spirit. And then in verse 7, it talks about the Father and the Son and their relationship to one another and how it fits in our worship when we worship the Father through the Son. And then we have the center point of all worship is the Lord's table. And then in 9, we come to the hymns and the singing. And I found this chapter very interesting because when did the Christian first start singing hymns to the Lord? And did they fall away from it and then come back to it? It answers all these questions. Very good chapter. And then the true worshipers in John 4, as the Lord talked to the woman at the well, the thing that was brought out, the Lord himself said this, that we need to worship in spirit and in truth. And we worship the Lord in spirit and by the Spirit. It isn't a man-made system that is all set out ahead of time. It has to be spontaneous. It has to be of the Spirit. There is a spirit of worship that needs to be performed. And then in the epilogue, he kind of wraps things up, and it's a short epilogue, but it really ties everything together. And with that said, I just want you to enjoy this reading, and the actual reading here, I think I wrote it down here. Let me just grab this paper. Yeah, it's about, if you go through all of them all at one sitting like I did, it's 2 hours and 18 minutes. So that doesn't take a lot of time out of your busy schedules. And you can do it one chapter at a time, or you could do like I did and just sit down and read the whole thing. And to me, when I want to sit down and read a book, I try to read it in large sections at a time, not just chapters, but that's me. I mean, everybody's a little different. I seem to get more out of it. I've done this with the Bible. Actually, if you sit down and read the Bible from cover to cover, and you read for an hour a day, you can read the entire Bible in 3 months. In 1 year, I did this. I forget if it was 3 or 4 times, but I read through it, and I actually got the big picture by doing this. Everybody's a little different when it comes to reading, and I'm one of these guys that like things read to me. I like audio books for that fact that I can take notes at the same time as I'm reading or listening to a book. And I started producing these books, some time ago now, and I think I got, 7,400 audios or videos on YouTube and other platforms. And I hope you subscribe to my channel, and I hope you use this material that I'm producing to better your understanding of the Christian faith and what it really is to believe in God and believe in the Lord Jesus Christ, and this important subject that we cover. And this is understanding what true worship really is. And with that said, I'm just going to end my introduction here, and you'll have to go into the next video to start this series. And like I said, it's going to take you a little over 2 hours to go through the entire series, but I'll have it in a playlist on YouTube. And you can find it on other platforms. You'll be able to find it on YouTube, Rumble, BitChute. And then I also have it in audio form on Anchor and Spotify. And you'll find it on others also. So with that said, I'm just going to end this video and introduction. And have a great day. Bye for now.